Welcome to Real Estate First Technology, where you'll get the inside scoop from top producing real estate professionals all around the country, best practices, techniques, and learn about what technology they're using to drive to ensure their success in this world we call real estate. All right, welcome. Norman Kinsey here with Real Estate vs. Technology. Have another episode coming at you today. And today, there's only going to be myself. We have no co-hosts. Every single week, we change up the co-host. But we have a very special guest. And we have Lori with us. And welcome to Real Estate vs. Technology. And thank you for being with us today, Lori.
Thank you, Norman. I'm excited to be here today.
Fantastic. Awesome. Well, today we want to find out a little bit more about you and how technology affects your business and, of course, real estate just as a whole on the positive side, more so, and how it helps you really be able to grow your business. And so getting started with a couple questions, we want to find out a little bit about you. So, basically, what area do you work in and how long have you been in the business so far?
Well, so I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I primarily work the East Bay. For anyone who's familiar with the East Bay, I work the 580-680 corridor, which covers several towns.
Okay.
Our office is in Pleasanton, and I would say my primary business is in Pleasanton and Dublin, which is the city right next door. How long have I been in the industry? Well, I have an interesting story. So back in the 90s, my husband was a general contractor, and we designed, built, staged, and sold homes up in the Oakland Hills. For anyone who's familiar with the Oakland Hills fire, pre-fire and post-fire.
Okay.
So we did that. Those were all new homes. So I was in the new home division. And then I also ran my own business on the side, which was salons and spas for 35 years.
Wow.
And then coming full circle, I decided, you know what? I really, really enjoyed real estate and I want to get back into it. So about 4 years ago, I decided to join the resale market. So here I am with Compass Real Estate selling existing homes instead of new home construction.
Well, that's actually perfect. Great story. And that segues perfectly into why you got into the business. And so that's awesome. And did you see any of your past customers that use you at the salon now come over and list with you or sell with you?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, when I first got started and they kept saying, who's your sphere of influence? And you've got to talk to these people because they'll probably be your first listings. I'm thinking, well, I don't know. All I know is my salon clients.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is, if hairstylists, we're paid talkers. So, we've got a captive audience for like 2 hours. And what do they say? How's your daughter? What's going on in business? What's going on in real estate?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then, I just run with it. And everybody, male or female, young or old, they want to know about the market. Everybody wants to know, even if they don't own a home, they're curious because someday they want to own a home.
Yeah.
So they became my very first listings right off the bat.
Wow.
Right. And then their kids or their family members, because they've trusted me with their hair for 35 years. So they trust me with their home.
You're making them look good, right? So,
I can make their house look good and sell their house too.
That's so cool. That's awesome. And that could actually be, a key, a point for someone that maybe is in or, currently in that line of work. And maybe they're trying to transition into real estate or they want to do something else, want to make more money. They want more of a flexible schedule. I'm sure you probably have a little bit more of a flexible schedule from where you were in the salon world to now. Is that so, or?
No.
You're like, no.
No, but you know what? And here's the truth. As a real estate agent, you can be as flexible as you want. I have friends who say, I do not work on this day. This is my family day. This is my whatever day. For me, the way I ran my salons and the way I run my real estate business is every one of my clients becomes a really good friend.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't you available to your really good friends 7 days a week?
Yeah.
I am, and I love what I do. So honestly, I will tell them 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., 7 days a week, because to me, I love it. They're my friends. I'm kind of bummed when I sell their house and they move out of state and I don't get to see them as often. But you can be as flexible as you want. Definitely.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a really good pointers too for someone that's maybe getting into the business and navigating and trying to figure out how they want to set their business up. And it really is your own business and whoever you really want. But that's a good point. So I know you're on a team. So on the team level, as far as what's the production level look like for your team? And you can answer that in many different ways, as far as, you know, the actual number or how many homes you sold, and how does technology tie in with that team dynamic so you guys can have success?
Wow. Okay. So, well, I'm on an amazing team. It's called the Tim McGuire team with Compass. Prior to that, we were with Alon Pinnell, which was acquired a little less than a year ago by Compass. But we are the #1 top producing team in Alameda County. I believe in the Tri-Valley as well. And I think we're like #3 or something like that within Alameda and Contra Costa County.
Wow.
But by far, the top producing team in this area. I'm really honored to be a part of the team. I can't really say the exact dollar amount. We haven't finished out the year yet, but I will tell you, there's 4 of us on the team, and we share all of our transactions. Our team leader, Tim McGuire, will maybe, you know, win a listing appointment and then hand it off to one of us to execute the rest, or maybe we'll win a listing appointment and we all work on it. We're probably going to close out the year somewhere around 80, maybe 82 transactions. Each transaction varies in price, but here in this area, the average home is, you know, 1.1 to 1.3 million. So we've had a pretty good year. And as far as how technology plays into it, you know, I could go on forever. I really could. We leverage technology on a daily basis to build our relationships with our clients, whether it's our marketing, helping us accurately target our ideal client. We're marketing and advertising through geo-targeting, through AdWorks, through Facebook posts, the Facebook Pixel, which, you know, Liftoff Agent has definitely introduced me to this whole new thing with our amazing website. I'm so excited to have just launched my website.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
We use Google Ads and keywords and, you know, all kinds of things. So that has really, really helped us as far as like connecting with our clients. I personally use BombBomb videos all the time. Instead of sending an email, I'm sending a video email, just like we're doing now, which really helps us reconnect. I mean, it's easy to just throw an email in the trash, but when you see a little icon of me going, hey, how you doing? You know, it kind of brings them back in and they go, hey, there's Lori. So, I mean, we use it all the way through, whether it's our transaction management, our accessing properties. I mean, I could just go on and on and on. So which part do you want to know more about?
I know, right? That's awesome. So then for technology, how much has it changed? I mean, even just for the 4 years that you've been in the business, I mean, I remember back in the day, they literally had like a book, was the MLS book. And now with like, you can get everything at the fingertips, just go online and you can get instant reports and look at homes online and what have you. So how much has that affected or changed your business now and the team the past 4 years?
1000%. I mean, I can go back into the 90s when I was selling the homes, and I literally would call up the newspaper and say, here's a picture I took off my phone. Let me bring it down to your office, right? I wasn't really emailing some high quality pictures at that time. And we'd run an ad in the newspaper, and that's kind of how we did it. And we do open houses and stuff like that. But now, I mean, I don't even know how to describe it, but between we have coming soons within Compass that we blast out to, you know, 12,000 agents in a blink of an eye before they even go on the market. And then just posting them on the MLS and all of the syndicated sites as well. And it has, especially with Compass, you know, Compass is a technology company.
Yes.
They are not a real estate company, but they acquired real estate brokerages to kind of marry technology and real estate together. And that is, you know, we've only been with Compass less than a year. So we're just in our infancy of learning what there is in front of us. But I literally just left a meeting a little bit ago where they were talking about the future and where we're going and the technology possibilities. It's kind of mind blowing how it's transformed our entire industry.
Yeah.
It's
wow.
amazing.
Yeah. That's awesome. And that's good that, you kind of just by default came upon Compass and now work with Compass, and it just kind of happened from that acquisition. But yeah, definitely it's amazing what's happening. And that's one of the reasons why we had the podcast, because, for those that aren't adapting to it, then, they're going to get really behind the times. And sometimes it can get very overwhelming, if you just don't stay with it. And the next thing you know, you have to learn everything at once. And you're like, this is just too much. Like, I can't digest all the things.
I kind of relate it to Amazon. Like I remember I would just get, when I had my salon, I would get upset that somebody would say, oh yeah, that shampoo I bought from you yesterday, it was great, and I just ordered another one on Amazon. It's at my door tomorrow. And I'd be all, oh, I hate that Amazon.
Yeah.
Well, now it's sort of that way in real estate and with the technology. And it's so, you're either going to join it and embrace it and become a part of it, or you're going to get run over by it.
Yeah.
So, I think it's fantastic, and it's the way the world is going. So you might as well join it and really embrace it and move forward with it.
Yeah, definitely. So as far as your business, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
So it's interesting because I have a different type of business goal. And it's some people say, like, here's my number. This is how much I'm going to make. Mine is a little different. So I sponsor kids through World Vision all over the world. And not every transaction do I bring on another child, but every transaction, 10% of my income goes to sponsoring these kids.
Okay.
I should turn my, what if I can do this? Can I turn my thing around so you can see my kids on the wall there?
Oh, so, that's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, my goal is to sponsor 100 children.
Okay.
I got to sell a lot of homes.
Yes,
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But you know what? I will be the happiest girl in the world if 10% of my income sponsors 100 children around the world, clothing them, feeding them, educating them. I set up education funds for them so they can go to their version of college wherever they live, and they can have their own career. I want them to succeed.
Wow.
So my goal is a little backwards, because by achieving that goal, I will be making really good money, but I don't really focus on the dollar number of what I'm going to make. So.
Wow. That's so cool. And definitely, to be able to give back and support and to be able to help. I mean, that's tremendous. And hats off to you, Lori. That's awesome that you're doing that, going down that road. And, and definitely I like to say, giving is receiving. So if you could just give in return, it's going to come back, in tenfold anyways. And that's an awesome way to say, hey, 10%. And I actually, me personally, I've read a book, and it was called The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And it talks about taking 10% of your earnings for your give account, and 10% for your fun account, and 10% for various different quadrants. So then that way you can have money movement, and you can then be able to have that to be able to give and to have some fun and have something left over, and so on and so forth. But that's awesome. Okay. That's a good 5-year goal.
Well, let me tell you, they bless me more than I bless them, because I get letters from them all the time. And pictures of what they bought, because randomly I will just send them some money, and you would not believe how far $100 goes in Africa, and when they send a picture of all the stuff they've bought and they list it all out and they're so excited, and it just, what, that's what we spend on dinner, right? And it just changes their life. And so to me, I get blessed more than they do. So
I mean, in that the perception of that reality really makes you think about how good we really have it here in the States. Like, we're just like, we just get so comfortable, and then it's just like, oh, you look at this person that has this nicer thing, and then you're always trying to get that nicer thing, but then it's just like there's people in the world that it's so unbalanced, and they don't even have a house, running water, being able to use the bathroom as we do, and it's a completely different reality. So then this organization actually, so you work with the organization, they structure, organize, set you up with the children and what have you. And facilitate everything then on the back end?
They do. They absolutely do. And I'm in constant communication with the kids as well. And it's interesting because, like, their Christmas gifts and our Christmas gifts, I actually have the catalog here now, and I'm picking out, okay, this one's going to get some chickens, and this one's going to get a cow, and this one's, and you think of that as kind of funny, but this changes their life. It sets them up in a business to provide for themselves and their families as well. So it's a fantastic organization. And I will say, I believe that it's like 98% of your money goes to them. And I get actually, accounting, kind of like accounting charts, which show me where the money goes. And
That's big.
It's great. So I couldn't do it without technology either, because a lot of times I will email in my letters to the kids, and then they get translated and written down and sent to the kids. And then I get, through snail mail back.
That's so cool. So then if anyone wants to check out this organization, might as well just put it out there right now.
Yeah.
What's their website address, so they can maybe go to the website, check it out?
Just Google World Vision. World Vision. And they're very transparent. They're all over. And what I do is, when I sell a house, I will say to my clients, would you like a boy or girl? What country would you like them from? And they get to choose.
Wow.
And then when I get the picture of the child and the story of the child, I share that with them. I give them a framed picture of the child that, by using me as their agent, they've actually helped change somebody's life. And so then I always copy off all the letters and send them to the clients down the road, which helps them too. So,
wow, that's really, really cool. So that's a good way. It's a good way to be able to position yourself and to be able to give back and support, get that goal that you want to achieve, but then tie it in with your customers and help, get them to see, hey, this is also something that maybe you want to get into and whatnot. So that's actually awesome. I'm going to have to check out World Vision myself, because I also have my Give account, and I have actually money right now to give. And I was thinking about it just today about, what should I do and who should I give to? And I have to just sponsor a kid. I like what I do. That's awesome. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Great.
That's a really good, very cool. So getting closer to the end, wrapping things up here, wanted to go ahead and find out any good tips. So if there's an agent who's getting in the business, what would you give them for advice, tips, things to think about to help them have quicker success in the world of, being the real estate license and being a realtor?
I think the hardest thing for me when I first became a realtor is really figuring out my value proposition, what my brand was going to be, and who I was going to market to. Those are really hard. It took me a while to figure out, you don't really spend a whole lot of time thinking who you are and what client you want to attract. And that was really hard. So really giving that a lot of thought. I highly, highly, highly recommend that they go to Liftoff Agent and have their own website, because then their whole branding really comes to light. It's amazing to me. It's just sort of like it's all coming together now. And now I've got this beautiful website with my logo and with my story, and even a page about my World Vision children. And it really makes you go, I got it. I got it now. And I also think if anybody's in another industry, I kept doing hair for a long time, because it's kind of awkward to just talk to people about real estate. But if you have another vehicle, whether you're washing cars or you're working in a bakery or whatever, and people are just like, hey, what did you do this weekend? Well, I did an open house. Oh, I didn't know you were a realtor. Tell me about that house. And it just opens up so many doors for you to then bring them into real estate and into your CRM and your business. And I would say stick with what you're doing and ease your way into being a realtor.
That's awesome. That's really, really good advice. And thank you for the shout out. We appreciate it. So, do you read much, or podcasts, recommendation on books or podcasts, things like that maybe someone should listen to or read? Yeah.
So I live in the Bay Area, and there's always traffic. We're always in commute hour. And I'm not a big reader. I'm trying, but I'm not a big reader. But I'm telling you, I am the podcast and audiobook girl. So Think and Grow Rich is one of the best books I've ever listened to, not read, listened to, because it really shows you the power of your mind. It really shows you that anybody can have anything that they set their mind to. They just really have to put their mind to it and then follow with daily actions, write your daily affirmations, those kind of things. So that's probably my all-time favorite book.
It's a good one.
Podcast, I'm a big Tom Ferry fan. I listen to Tom morning, noon, and night. I was actually listening to his father, Mike Ferry, last night.
Awesome.
They're just amazing. And online academies. There's learning potential is endless for us through technology, through podcasts and through online forums and through online education. You can constantly, I just got a new certification, ePro, which it was a whole online class. And the amount of things I learned about cybersecurity is pretty amazing. So so I'm just always scrolling through and listening to podcasts.
That's awesome. All right. Well, those are some really good ones. And I definitely agree with Think and Grow Rich. It's a book that I read the beginning of my entrepreneur journey, and it definitely was something that hit home. So I can definitely attest to that one. And that's a really good recommendation for sure. So now that we are at the end, we like to end the show with leaving the floor be open to you. And if there's anything that you want to say, shout out, what have you, floor is yours. What do you want to leave us with?
Wow. Well, I want to leave you with that. I think real estate is one of the best industries ever. And I wish that I would have re-entered it even earlier. We have a lot of young people in our office, and I love their energy. I love how young people are not afraid of videoing everything. We have one young guy in the office, and he's so funny. He sets his phone on, and then he's videoing himself running out and throwing his open house signs out. And he times it, like, how fast can I put out my open house sign? Which is kind of goofy, but, people just want to see you doing your thing and doing what you do. And through, videoing everything and uploading it and all the technology that is at our fingertips, I think it's so second nature for young people. So I wish I would have started back in it a little bit younger. Join it, get in there, do your thing, find out who you are, work it every day. Don't try to be anybody else, because there's enough clients to go around, and your personality is going to fit with specific clients that somebody else's isn't. There is no competition. Plenty of money out there.
Yes.
There's enough money for everybody. And I think that it's an amazing industry to be in. So I'm honored to be in it. So.
Awesome. Well, that's awesome. We really appreciate you being a part of today's show. Love the story, love your 5-year goal. I think that's awesome. I definitely believe people could take today's episode, take something from it, and apply it to their business, as that's our goal here with the Real Estate versus Technology podcast. Please join our Facebook group, Real Estate versus Technology podcast. Is on.
Wait, I forgot to say that one too.
I know, right? Right?
I know. I'm sorry. I just take it for granted because we're already on here. But
I know.
Absolutely. Real Estate versus Technology podcast, #1 thing to listen to.
We're up and coming, right? So it's becoming more each week. We have a new episode. So everyone that's tuning in right now, you guys can enjoy, a new sneak peek on Monday through Wednesday of the next person we're interviewing. And then every Friday we have a new episode that's coming out. And now we're very consistent with it. And we love for you guys to please share it and subscribe and like, and giving is receiving. And that's why we're doing this. And thank you so much, Lori, for joining us today. And until next week, take care. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. We hope you found value and took something you can apply to your business today. Be sure to join our community on Facebook, Real Estate versus Technology, all spelled out. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would appreciate it. It's Real Estate Tech. And of course, if you or someone else would like to be a part of our show, just go ahead and send us an email. It's reversetechtalk@gmail.com, and we'll see you next week.